Yes. Hello everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our web session. Today we are going to discuss 2 hours topic 147 and 48, which are related to internal tables only. So quick recap, revision from the beginning, introduction, architecture, screen, basic navigation, advanced navigation, login, log procedures after that, then screen navigation completed, then dictionary in detail, then programming basics over. Now we are to complex data objects. Structure is completed. 7 to 8 structures in the discussion over. Now we are talking on structures extraction. This internal tables topic. So I have introduced this internal tables in different dimensions almost. Till now we have completed 3 hours of taken, isn't it? 3 hours covers like what exactly the internal table is. Structure point of view, programming point of view, cases in database table and internal tables. Use cases also come. Like importance, what are the possible operations using internal tables, everything. List of operations, how to work with them. Three-step procedure of internal tables. Then finally, last session was on internal table with header line, without header line. Yes, these two, implicit and explicit syntax. Correct. So this is theory, and I draw the picture, explain. But in fact, realistic knowledge you will get once. Sorry. Once we start working on the internal tables topic. Okay, then only you will understand the realistic thing. Okay. So then, so now today's 2 hours, what are our objectives? So almost another 1 hour, we will see the theory tables. Like if you consider table, the kind of attributes or the particular vocabulary which are used with respect to internal table. That is most important. So that part I will cover first. Later on, we will go to the introduction of the syntaxes slowly. We will continue the basic practical part step by step. So I'm going to the complex data of this topic. Yes. This topics. Yes. Of the structures. We have the internal. This is the main. Now, internal tables. Point. Let's go for the internal table attributes. Attributes of attributes or properties or you could call other word characteristics of. So here there are 4 types of words we use it here. When it comes to internal table, there is a line type or type. Okay. Like we will take yes. Okay. We will talk on separately line type and row type. Next, there is a one more word called as key type. So key type and finally table type. Table type. These words we have to understand. So, what is the meaning of line type? Line type represents the line information or information of the line, either way. Line information of internal table, which means line means a row. Internal table row generally consists of two types. That is either complete fields, complete fields of database table, or else are required fields of database table. Say for instance, suppose we have a LSA1 table. In LSA1 table, first requirement is I want all the data of LSA1. That time we will go for LSA1, we will totally declare it. That is one type of syntax. Second, in general, most of the cases we don't want all the data, all columns, but only the required fields. Required fields means required columns data. Only we are continuously required fields information. We will get it from the database table. So, if you look at here, this picture says line type. Very simple. Try to understand the English meaning type of a line. That is how a line is created in a simple manner. So in this context, a line is created with characters, isn't it? That is, this internal table is having three columns of SPF line. That is the table. Here, so sometimes we can write entire all columns also. Okay, that is about your line position of a line. So technically, how the line type is this- while declaring internal table, first we have to declare the line type. Declare the line type. Line type, yes, line type declaration happens first. So in general means most of the cases, the line type will be okay. Will be the line type going to be structure type. Line type going to be structure type. That's about your overall line type information, even though you may not catch it, slowly I will tell you. Example, how a line type is there. Second, row type. So row type is nothing but row type represents row information. Information of the yes, information of so generally there will be a collection of lines. That's what we say. Lines are those. It is line by line or row by row. So in that case, like how a row information or line information exists. That's more or less both are same. Okay. Then go to the based on line type, internal table will be declared. That going forward, I will give clarity. Then key type. This is important. So key type represents the key information of internal type. So what is the meaning of key? Generally, in database, we have a key concept, isn't it? Yeah, any doubt? Mute, please. So, like here, key type. So, key type is nothing but type of key. So, internal table can also be declared with then also be declared with key information, key type. That is key type can be then two things. That is key field with key with unique key. There are two things. With the unique key or else with non-unique key. So there are only two types of keys possible. With the unique, non-unique. What exactly the difference? So you internal table, if internal table is declared with the unique key, suppose the internal table is declared with unique key, but it uses key fields of the database. It uses key fields of the database. Next, if the internal table, is declared with non-unique key, with the non-key, what happens? It uses non-key fields database table. So what exactly the because in database what you know, here we are using non-unique. So table equals to key fields of the database table equals to so if the internal table is created with unique key, what happens? The internal table is populated. The internal table is populated as late. Why? Because it must check the duplicates every each while processing each record. That is the additional load on the system. That's why it takes time while processing this each record. Okay. So this is one of the second. As a result, what? As a result, as a result, no duplicate records that are expected into internal tape. So second, that the internal table is populated and fast. So what happens? No need to check verify check the duplicates because non-key field Use already to do this. Values. Okay, non-prepaid values. System duplicate value. Duplicate. It won't doesn't verify. That's why it will be filled. This is about your suppose the small example for this particular case. So database label you can consider database table as a LFA1, which is we in LFA1 basically there are two key fields that is MA and AT which is ignored. We'll start with listener first. Listener, landlord, and the name. Correct. See here it is customer vendor one, vendor two support, vendor three also. Correct. So there are duplicates. But in case of this, India, this is also India, this is a blank. See, this is your ABC India or XYZ, correct? So, 1 second. Okay, I mean to say this particular case you may have this is your ABC India Private Limited, or else it could be XYZ. Let's look at something the self by it can be different company or it can be a small firm, self farmers. So the third one is totally blank. You look at here, the database finder. This is a key field. We know that very clearly. Listener is a key, right? Remaining two are not keys. And so database one is. Now the internal table. So this is your application level internal table. Like let us consider key scenario first. If it is a key, if the internal table is declared with key, okay, key means okay, unique key fields to unique key uses key fields of the database table. So yeah, at that time what happens? First it will go to the first record. First record it will fetches and it will place it here. Yes. But second record, before going to place the second record, it must verify second is there or not in this. Second is not there. Next it will go to the third. Before going to fetch third record, it should verify every time it should verify is there any third record. So you try to understand like if the internal table uses key field of the database table, what happens? Overall is in the underlying table. Similarly, second thing is like What next? This internal table is populated as slow, as late, as delayed. Because the reason I already explained, because there is additional load on the system that it must verify the in order to while processing current record, every time it needs to check this record is already there or not, because no duplicates. Okay, so this is about your internal table with the unique key, same database table key. Second, on the contrary, if you go to the second scenario, that is called as internal table with non-unique key. If it is non-unique key, we will write in the internal table declaration non-unique key land 1, non-unique key name 1, non-unique key party 01, like that. We specify the suppose let us say, so what happened first, it will take India first to write it. Second, record India, it will take and write it. So this internal table is fast while populating the data. Reason is in the database itself, the duplicate records are there. That's why no need to verify whether duplicate or not. So simply populate. It's faster, no duplicates can be expected because in the database only duplicates there. Similar table also duplicates can be expected. So this knowledge you keep in your mind. Even though you refer to in the one so one zero. So the same. Okay. If you come to the internal table with the unique key, listener will if you new will line. That is about your unique knowledge. So, we go to the next topic, that is nothing but key type. Key type is over line type, key type over. So here in this picture, this is primary key. So key components also you can specify. Key components means column name, one calendar. So primary key, non-primary. That is your uniqueness and sequences we can create it. Primary and secondary keys can be created that implemented. Okay. Then go to the table kind. Table kind is nothing but table type is also called as, okay, table kind, table type. Table type equals to table kind. Yes. So what is this particular table type can be classified as two types. Nothing but index without index based and non-index based. That is nothing but hash. So index internal tables are further classified into further classified standard index, standard index internal table, that is one, standard index internal index table. But how to remove it? Let us go for, because I told you this word, right? Somebody says table type, tables are what kind of, or what sort of, or what type of tables. So now you may have to understand the difference between these three. Because you should not get confused. The database tables are three. What are the database tables have a point of view? Transfer, test, and pool tables. But internal tables are also three standards architect has. So what we are talking now. So it's standards internal table next started index internal table then hashed no index only hashed internal table, right? So we will go with one by one. Standard index first because this is important to the question also. You have to must aware of the close business. So let's go for the comparison study. First of all, standard records to using some functional also records of the using in case of finished yes records okay are not maintained by this using it. That is then what next? Records are maintained. See, okay, so records using not by names. Let's take one by one. Here, this is here index based index or key based navigation possible. Okay, but a sorted point. If you go to the sorted, here it is sorted. So you can perform index based, key based actions. Okay, index based or key. Now we go to so tables. Only key based on the two. Yes. So now if you look at here, system system uses linear search or sequential whereas here system uses in this. So in this particular scenario, system uses this. So system uses system is only key based operations possible. Yes. What is hashed key is a combination seven is called the sensed. So now we see This is default type. Default type means if you don't specify, okay, that is called as default type. Is default type. Same way, list is also. You don't specify any explicitly. System consider by default. Okay. Default. Next, we go to the further of this thing. Yes, this is the most commonly used internal table. Internal table. This most default and most commonly. But whereas to go to the sorted, sorted is when sorted is used. Sorted is used to, to create internal table by default in a sorted time only will go for this is okay. Next, usage point of comparison. When hash tables are used, okay, okay, if we we are processing a large quantity of data, large amount. That means if we are expecting large number of records, then only many number of records, then only go for hash, otherwise no. Then come to the limitations. This limitation wise comparison. Here it is mostly it is default, no limitations, we can say. Yes. Whereas sorted index also having that is nothing but this sorted index limitation. We cannot raise or gain. We cannot raise or gain. That means sort next. In case of hashed, what is the limitation of yes, this is limitations. This is also limitation. Kind of restriction. Okay, index based operation not possible. Operations not possible, not allowed. Only key based only possible. This is about your overall difference between standards. Now, again, I will take you to one example. Suppose because I want to go to the thing. This is the we non-key based. Just take this is the internal table again. I don't have a stable. Then what table you need is now stock on the application level. There are three things: standard, sorted, So here we have the records goes like this. One, and this is that means that is it 10, 10 vendor, 11 vendor, 12 vendor. Okay. Clicking. So let's go to the standard source. So this is your standard index internal table. Yes. Standard point of view. By default, type is this standard. Example, transparent is by default. Transparent cluster input. We almost create transparent by default, right? Nowadays, words we think is converted to coming to uh, this standard. Yes, the name itself standards. That is, suppose if this is a record 10, 11, this is a record. Yes. Now, we can maintain index system automatically default it maintains index for this one, two. So you should not confuse index is different. Index is one, value is listener 10. Index two, listener vendor number is 11. Index three, yes. But sometimes index must be in a sequential 1, 2, 3, 4. But index always begins with 1. There is no 0. But the vendor number may have gaps also. Naming convention wise, what is that? We have a kind of number range point of view also. People may create sequentially, may not be also. So that's what. So because it's the alphanumeric series also, sometimes we. So this is your standard internal table, which is the default one. The index record is created by index. So here we can do text based, key based operation possible. If it is index, we can read write operation based by using index. Index 1 means you are referring to first record, index 2 second, index 3 third. That is index based operation. But sometimes is what is the meaning of key based? This you have to understand more clearly. The key means explanation wise is if this is index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 records. Yes, index 1 means you get this entire row. Index 2 this entire row. Index 3, 4, 5, 6. There is no index 0, there is no index 7. Available is 1 to 6 only. This is the index based. But here it is. Sometimes we go with not by index, key based also will do it. Key could be one key or more than one keys also we can. So when we say for key based operations, what we have to do is key equals to, suppose key symbol is represented here. You know, generally we have a lock key for a two-wheeler or four-wheeler for a house. Everywhere we have a lock and a key, both. So that is the manufacturer design point of view. It fits fit for only one. That is exactly it matches. Then only it gets open or lock. You have to use the same key every time. Cannot use alternative keys. That is the general statement. Similarly, if suppose I want to read this first record, then you have to specify two key values. You have to write field name. can D equals to A and A. Capital A. The second, con AD equals to 0, 0, 1. If you specify like that, you can able to read this first row information, right? Because this is repeat it. How to work with internal table? There are two ways. One is index based, second one is key based. Because if you want to perform these right operations, either index through or key based through, you can make. So you have the difference. Index is very simple, straightforward index. Index 4 means it will go to theoretic. Index 6 UA, index 1 AA record. But key point of view, key can be specified by value. Key is always specified by key name as well as equals to operator and space value. So don't assume that there is a where condition. Where condition is different, key condition is different. Key we don't call it as a condition. Key equals to key value. So always equals to operator. Suppose you other than equals to. So that's the rules. So now we will go back to the like standard index, right? We were talking on standard topic. So standard, you can perform either index based or key based. You can do it. So this is the default type. Yes. So the system uses linear search. What is the meaning of linear search? Linear or sequential both are there. So in the data structures we come across this topic. Linear means one after sequential one. That is, if you are processing this internal table, it will start from the first record. It will go to the next record, next record, next record, and so on. It will continue. Suppose you want to reach to the 1,000, it will start from the 1 to the 1,000. It may take time, yes, because it should cross 900. That is called as sequential search. This linear search. Standard uses filter. This is most commonly used default type, no limitation. Let's go for the sorted symbol because this is standard is very simple. Sorted. Sorted index internal table is this. Sorted also is maintains the index. Sorted internal table type. Yes. Suppose if there are records, hey, here also it maintains the same way. What is that? One more difference I forgot to mention, which is very important. Stan always uses non-unique. Non-unique. It uses non-unique key. That explanation is enough. Non-unique key uses non-key field of the database table so that what happens? Standard needs no duplicate check. It will be filled quickly automatically. That's what I say. Duplicate check not required. But whereas sorted index. Sorted index, yes, it can use both key, that means unique key. Sorted internal table supports both unique and non-unique. Let's take if it is sorted uses unique key support. Unique key means uses key to have the data of the table so that the internal table is possible because it must verify the two leadership. Other way around, if the sorted is declared as non-unique key, so they populated first because duplicate check required. There might be duplicates expected. In unique, no duplicates. No duplicates. And the last one. So is must only should not use must index by mistake. There is okay, that's the reason I told you this classification. It is not index. Okay, there is no index. The must internal table can it uses key field of the key field of the database. We are talking on this. So sorted scenario is records are maintained by using index. Records are maintained. This means again it can be 1, 2, each. But what next? You can do index-based operation, key-based operations. Both are allowed here. Both it will support. Okay. Yes, but system uses binary search. So this internal table is already in sorted manner. That's why it won't use, it doesn't use linear as binary search. Binary search because there is a question. The prerequisite to perform binary search is okay, table must be arranged in a sorted. Column values must be arranged in a sorted. So this is already named as sorted. This internal table entries are already arranged in a sorted order. That's the reason system uses binary search. So binary search is faster than sequential or linear search. Binary, as the name recommends or name suggests, what is the meaning of binary? It's already explained to you. Once again, I'm going to explain. Listen. Assume that, let us assume that there are 1,000 records are there. So what happens? There is a root statement with unique or non-unique keys. So what happens? First of all, it will divide the available records into half and that is the 1,000 records are bifurcated into goes to the midpoint. That is first half 500, second half 500. So after that, it will ignore the one half, either first or second half. If the just first half, it will ignore the second. That means 500 records at a time we are ignoring. After within 500, it goes to the midpoint again. It will divide into half, first half to 50 second half. So at that time, what happens? Like it ignore the one first or second half, then we'll go to the first half. Suppose so. We do 250 is classified into 125, 125, and 125 again by 63, 63. Like that, it will go to the because the advantage of binary search is it is ignoring the half of the records. Half of the records it is ignoring. That's why it is faster in the search. It is faster in the search, and the midpoint based, it will quickly provide the result. That's why binary search is faster than linear and sequential search. Right. That is done sorted index internal table. But there is a this is not a default. The not default means if you do not specify anything, standard itself is by default created. If you want to create sorted index in the internal table declaration, you have to explicitly specify that is type sorted table of, type hashed table of. These two are not default type. If you don't specify type standard table of, standard is the default. Then coming to in which case this sorted is created or used. Because you have to understand this scenario. Suppose first create a standard index internal table. Later you can use sort command to to bring the ascending and descending. That's about your uh, create standard, use sort command. Yes. Rather than for doing this two-step procedure, you can achieve it by single-step procedure. That is nothing but sorted index internal table pointer. The internal table, okay, by default, can for our required sorted order, particular column-based ascending or descending. Particular column-based ascending or descending. So this way, sorted index, okay, what happens? It can be while creating itself, you can create it in a sorted order. That's why it is okay faster than the standard. You, but the limitation is you cannot use sort command here because it's already arranged with sorted order. Sort is restricted here. Okay, but in standard you can use sort command. In sorted index you use sort. So you directly you can create it sorted at the time only. Will go for sorted index internal table. That main difference. Standard always uses non-stable, non-stable tables. That is so it will check do media records can be affected. Sorted support both key field and non-key. If it is key field, that is unique key, it uses key. So key field means the same story. Populated as late or slow, but not populated. If it is uses non-key field, then what happens? It will be populated as faster. Duplicates can be extra. Then going forward, we have to discuss the hashed. Okay. Next, stones. So the third one is hashed internal table. Okay, we will go for one more difference. So I said most commonly used. So it is okay, rarely used. Rarely used. Okay, it can be used to create the internal table on particular column. This is also very rarely used. Most commonly used, rarely used. Okay, we use if you are going to the course. So let's discuss on the so there is no index. Suppose there are some records are there. This is one record. Okay, this is another record. This is another record, and so on. Correct. So what happens is these records together, after together we are calling it as a key. What is a key? This thing. So this is a combination of several processes. So advanced procedure are because it uses procedure to for searching a record. Okay. Or while searching a record or while processing a record. Right. If it goes to system is binary search while searching for a record. In this case, system uses linear search, sequential search, okay, while performing operation, okay, the any case, just this goes reference. Clear? No, we are into hashed. So hashed, what is it? Records are not maintained by index, it's only by key. That key is called hashed. What is hashed key is hashed key technically called as it is a combination of several rows can be combined called as. So only key based operations are very powerful. System uses okay. Actually, this is not system user. Okay. This is a special procedure. Well, okay, this is not a default type. It's rarely used. If you are expecting large quantity of data, you can go for that. Moreover, it uses this key field of the database table. This is most important. So you look at standard is always non-key. Circuit support both key non-key. This key is unique. If it is unique key, it uses key field of the database table. So in that time, what happens? No duplicate records. There is a problem as late as you. Yes, this is a EFE1 scenario. Let's go for key name. Then we go for rather than if think of it is available. If it is GKQ, it is GBL. Like that, every table is also having a this is called as what is that? Internal table type. Internal table. Correct. Hope you are clear with this. Yes, limitation is index. So let's go for close. The line type describe the table rows. Correctly. So it is sort of primary what is the key is right? Which is the sequential key fields. Okay. type also there, primary and secondary. Table kind, standard charging. So this is access type. Index, index of classified as standard index. So if it is a standard index base, index n, index n through you can index based operations. Key based. Key based possible in all the three: standard, sorted, and the key based. Key uniqueness. So uniqueness is nothing but standard uses non-unique key, hash uses unique key. Support both. How to perform in operations. So mainly index based operation here, mainly key based here, key that's about your overall the internal table. No,